Hello. Minecraft Live 2024 has just finished, and it is a lot of fun. They've announced some really cool things, and I'm excited to just give a little bit of a recap and my thoughts on them. One of the things that I heard a lot of people saying at the end of the show is, that was it? That was it? So I just want to remind people just very early, very on, that's part why I'm making this video. This is one of 2 Minecraft Lives they're going to be doing per year from now onwards. Going forward, they're probably going to be doing 2 Minecraft Lives per year. It seems like they announced 2 game drops, 2 updates in this live, so I figure they're probably going to do that going forward. So we can expect maybe a March, June, September, and December frequency, although this time, because they wanted to stick with the typical Minecraft Live timing, the update was pushed from September to October, but I'm expecting that we'll get these 4 times per year updates that are falling pretty much in line with the start of each season in like real world season, where June and December might be bigger updates because those are in line with winter and summer breaks for kids, and because that's when they typically release their bigger updates. And then we might get stuff in March and September that are more quality of lifestyle updates.
And the ambition is to continue to drop more feature nuggets more frequently. These more regular updates will replace the yearly summer update that you might be used to.
So I think this Minecraft Live kind of sets the precedent for that, and I honestly love that, the way that they're handling that. That means that basically in a calendar year with these 2 more major drops and then these 2 more quality of life minor drops, you're basically getting the same amounts of features as you would in a typical 1-year update, but this way you have more things to look forward to on a regular basis, more focused developments, you can give more focused feedback, you don't end up forgetting about certain features, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I'm in favor of that. This Minecraft Live kind of sets the framework for that going forwards. So we have a minor update and a major update.
Before that, we would love to start with our next drop. It's a combination of 2 things many of you have been wishing for. It's hardcore mode in Bedrock and bundles. And we call it Bundles of Bravery.
The first thing they announced is the Bundles of Bravery game drop, which is going to bring hardcore mode to Bedrock, which has been in testing for quite a lot of months, and bundles, which have been also in testing for a while and just got the ability to be dyed. Both of these are moving pretty close to being ready to be released, so it's cool that they'll be bundling them together and releasing them at the same time in this new game drop, which my guess is that it'll be coming basically like in a couple weeks, honestly. They're pretty close to releasing it. It's going to be a minor update drop, it seems like. So probably like mid-October, something like that. Just this nice quality of life drop where we're going to get these minor 2 features that are just going to make the game a little bit more fun, but not only revolutionize the way that you play. Then they talked about a whole bunch of other things. They talked about this in real life Minecraft immersive experience type of thing, which is, you know, it looks pretty interesting. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of just the low resolution screens and the fact that you're taking a physical object and interacting with these digital things. I could think there's some other ways they could have done it, but honestly, for what it is, pretty cool, and it's a great first test, and I figure they're gonna continue to improve it and bring it around the place, and I know that when they eventually bring it to Seattle and hopefully Microsoft headquarter type of thing, I'll be going there for sure. So take my criticism lightly. I'm excited for it personally. They showed more from the movie, which, oh boy.
It's a crafting table.
I personally feel like they're trying to lower our expectations so that when the movie actually comes out, we have such low expectations going into it that it turns out well. But these scenes were not very promising. Like, yikes, the wardrobe that they've selected and just the kind of cringe comedy. Oof. While they were introducing the Minecraft movie, we got to hear a little bit of Calm Vu. I mean, listen to this.
It's been a long time since I first announced our Minecraft movie.
If you've watched his videos on the Minecraft YouTube channel and the past few Minecraft lives, you know that he's just normally, he's talking like this, he's yelling at us, he's screaming at us, he's talking to us like we're 5-year-olds. I don't like that. A lot of people didn't like that. And hearing him calm and just the general vibe of this whole live being so calm. Lydia talking like this.
Official Minecraft game trailer was made by the community.
And Jens talking like this.
I started working on Minecraft and Minecraft-related projects nearly 14 years ago.
It just feels so much more like we are being communicated to as if we're real mature people, not yelled at like we're children, as you know so many of the past Minecraft lives have been. Oh, and I absolutely love how they used element animation and the villager news segments to kind of introduce and lead us into this.
Villager news.
Fantastic. I love that they brought element animation in, and I love villager news. It's just so much fun. And honestly, I kind of wish that the Minecraft movie used this villager news style. Just so much comedy, so much joy. Just keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep doing this, Mojang. Then now that they talked about their quality of life minor drop, the movie, this new experience that they're doing, they also started to talk about the more major-ish game drop that they said is coming later this year. So my guess is that it's going to come in December, right in time for the holiday season. So they have enough time to do a little bit of bug fixes before they go on their Christmas vacations, but so that it's released well in time, so that the hype is there for people who are getting off of school for Christmas, for the holidays, and can just play it and have fun throughout the holidays, throughout the rest of December and into the new year. For this more major game drop, they announced the Pale Garden and the Creaking. The Pale Garden is a new biome that looks kind of like a dark oak forest, but with a new wood type, new vines, new moss, new leaves, and a new color palette altogether. It's, as the name implies, pretty pale, honestly. It's safe in the daytime, it's dangerous and spooky at nighttime, where they have the Creaking, which is their new mob that only comes out at nighttime, and you cannot kill it by attacking its body. Its body is, as they called it, a puppet, and if you try and attack it, it's not going to die, but it's going to summon a bunch of particle effects that look kind of like this, and that's going to show the direction from the Creaking towards the middle of some tree that's nearby. And if you start to dig into that tree, you'll find the Creaking heart, which is the only block that you can destroy to damage it. While you're trying to look for that Creaking heart, if you turn away from the Creaking, it'll start following you, because the Creaking only moves when you're not looking at it, which means that, as Yen started to show later on when he was playtesting it, if you're not paying enough attention, a whole bunch of Creaking will start to sneak up behind you, and to avoid that, you'll end up wanting to run backwards from it. You'll want to hit it so that you can see the direction, see the particles where it's going towards the heart and guiding you towards that, and then you'll want to run backwards so that you can keep your eyes on it while moving towards the tree so that you can start to destroy this heart of it. When you destroy it, it seems like it just drops string, which is honestly kind of underwhelming, but it's a fun experience, to be honest, and it's a lot of fun. You can also pick up the heart with Silk Touch and place it down however you want. That means that it's a really nice decorative block just on its own, but if you put it in between two pieces of wood in the same direction as the heart is going, and it's nighttime, so a lot of conditions to be met here, but if you do that, a Creaking will spawn wherever you place it, which means that you can become someone who is placing down and summoning mobs on demand. This would be so much fun for things like base defense. You can kind of use them as a series of sentries around your base. You can use them for PvP, as Jens and Marco were showing later on. They were kind of doing a capture the flag type of event and just seeing how it worked, just placing them down by custom and summoning a whole bunch of Creaking in there. That was a lot of fun to watch. So I really like the idea that you can summon a whole new mob just on command. The fact that you can control when it spawns and when it doesn't, it's not just a nighttime thing, but you also have to meet these conditions, means that you can set up contraptions like they showed in the live with the piston being pushed over the top of it, and you can really have some very cool situations. Like, for example, say a player triggers a skulk sensor as they're walking up to your otherwise very peaceful looking base, and it's nighttime, they trigger the skulk sensor, and suddenly all of your pistons push the block out over the Creaking heart, and a whole bunch of Creaking spawn. I'm excited. We also got to see what these trees and wood looked like in other contexts. This log is a new wood type called Pale Wood, and it's kind of this more white type of wood, which has a pretty typical block palette, but it also has this moss that we can see on the ground in the forest, so it kind of comes together to create this whole new block palette. The moss is more on the gray side, so it blends really well with roadways. If you put the moss carpet up against another block and start to bone meal it, it'll create this cool effect where it seems like it's creeping up the wall. I wonder how this is going to feel when you're like trying to break the moss carpet. If it's going to feel kind of weird because you have to break the carpet and not the vines that are creeping up the wall, but I think it's kind of fun. I really love the doors that they have for this. The trapdoors are kind of mediocre, but the doors, oh, they're beautiful. I love this new wood type. I think it's really cool that we have this more white palette. If you look at the stripped logs, it kind of creates this almost smooth quartz type of feel that's kind of in the middle of bright white quartz and the more pink cherry blossoms. Speaking of cherry blossoms, it kind of feels like this Pale Garden is just the polar opposite of the cherry grove, which honestly I think is really cool just as a gameplay direction to have these biomes that are polar opposites of another. You can kind of place these two biomes right next to each other and get this really cool contrasty look. Overall, I'm really liking how this pale wood set looks, how this moss carpet looks, and how everything interacts all together. The moss carpet interacting with all these gray blocks, the wood interacting with all of the the other colors that we have in the game to kind of create this really cool, more neutral set. And of course, being able to have this new, more gray biome where you can slowly start to add your own colorful builds in it and get this really cool contrast. You know, there's this filter in photography called color pop, where only the subject of the photo has color and everything else is more grayed out. This is kind of what that feels like. It feels like if you put a really colorful build in this biome, it'll just automatically look really good because it's the only color in the area. Honestly, I really like it. Now, I'm not sure what this game drop is going to be called with the Pale Garden and the Creaking, but I'm excited to have it and I'm excited to play with it later this year. It's coming so soon and I'm so excited for that. I wonder how they're going to handle the version updating if the Pale Garden and the Creaking is going to become a 1.22, because presumably Minecraft would want to follow semantic versioning, which means that something that is considered more game breaking, like for example adding a whole new biome where you might want to reset your world for it, would be a whole new update number. So whereas something that's not game breaking kind of slots right in the middle, like biomes and bundles and hardcore, would be a minor update. So I wonder if the Pale Garden and Creaking is going to be our 1.22, or if we're going to have to wait until next year for that. Either way, I'm really excited for this. I figure that the next Minecraft Live is probably going to be sometime maybe in February, right before this March quality of life drop, and in advance of this June more major drop that I think they're probably planning on doing. I hope my theories are correct. Having 4 minor updates per year is just so much fun. I love how it'll turn out. I like having 2 Minecraft Lives, and I love the feeling of this live. The after show was great. The calmness of the main show was great. And it almost felt like the pre-show was the most active part of the show, which is just so different from usual. And honestly, I like that. I hope that this calmness is going to re-inspire a wave of Minecraft creation that is more centered around calm, gameplay, rather than this high energy, high paced content that we've been seeing right now that's really starting to burn creators out. Overall, fantastic Minecraft Live. I'm excited to see the bundles and Bravery drop and the Pale Garden. With these Minecraft Lives being so much shorter, this one was only about half an hour of the main show and then half an hour of the after show. I think it's a lot easier for people to watch them themselves, but if you can't catch it, there's going to be a lot of these other videos. Personally, I always love watching Exhumavoid's one, so give it a shot, give it a watch, and have some fun. Thank you for watching me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!
Sorry for interrupting again, but villager number 15 and I have just escaped from the spooky forest. And I'd just like to state, like I said earlier, that I was right. There is in fact a monster in the woods that looks like wood and sounds like wood. What?